Hello everyone, my name is Matt Weber and I am the OakCI training lead at OFCC. Today we're going to be looking at the creation and review of a submittal in OakCI, specifically trying to highlight some of the changes in the recent system upgrade. We'll walk through the creation of a submittal electronically as well as what to do when you're sending it through the mail. We'll go over the submittal in transit step, which is specifically for those non-electronic submittals. We'll also walk through the AE review step for both types of submittals. So the purpose of the submittals business process is to provide a way to manage and track different types of submittals that are a necessary part of your construction project. It's used by contractors for submission, review, and approval of submittals based on the contract documents. There are two primary roles in the submittals business process: the contractor, who will be submitting the documents or a physical sample to the associate, and the associate, who will then review the submittal and ensure it conforms with the requirements. They also have the option to return the submittal to the contractor to be updated, as well as forward it to consultants to assist with the review. The workflow for submittals in OakCI starts with the contractor creation and moves to the associate review step, which will end the workflow once everything is approved. There is one additional step called submittals in transit await for when the submittal is sent physically to the associate rather than an electronic attachment. So first we're going to walk through the process when you're attaching the submittal documents directly through OakCI. After that, we'll circle back and show you creating submittals when sending a physical sample through the mail. The first step is going to be creating a submittal record in OakCI. You'll log into the system and navigate to the project you're working in. And once you're within your project, on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see logs. Click that, find submittals, and then click the create button. Once you've clicked the create button, you'll see a new form appear. We're going to start by filling out information in the general tab. There are a few required fields here, but you should fill out every field that applies to your particular project. When entering the contract name, you'll want to click the icon shown here in step 2. That's going to open up a new window containing your contract. To select the contract, simply left-click the name and then click the select button. So once you've done that, the contract name, number, and contractor name are going to auto-populate the fields. Then you'll enter the drawing number, specification section, and date. You can choose the date by clicking the calendar icon, as you can see in step 6. Next, we're going to add our line items to the record. You're going to do that by opening the Submittals List tab. Just click that at the top of your screen. Then you're going to want to click Add and select Line Item. This will bring up a new form in the same window, and the first step we're going to be doing here is adding the electronic document. You're going to do that by clicking the paperclip icon to the right of the name field and selecting Document Manager. Once you're in the Document Manager, you'll need to navigate to where you saved the document. So you're going to double click the folders until you've navigated to the location. Then you're going to click the documents you want to attach and click Select. So the attached document will auto-populate the name field with the name of the attachment. You'll also want to select the date your answer is requested and choose the submittal type from the drop-down list. If there's variation from the contract documents, you'll need to click the checkbox shown here and enter a description of that variation. So next, you're going to click either Save if that is all you're adding as a line item, or Save and Add New if you have an additional item or an attachment for the record. So after saving, you'll be able to see the details of the line items you've just added on the left side of the submittals list. And once you've completed these steps and you're ready to move the record forward, you're going to click the Send button at the top. Next, you're going to choose the workflow action. And in the case of an electronic submission that we just showed you, you're going to click Submit. And next, you're going to click the Send button. So after sending the electronic submittal, it's going to go directly to the associate for review. And here's the workflow diagram just showing us that we've gone straight from the creation contractor step to the associate review step. So the associate will be receiving an email informing them that the task is ready in OakCI. Then they'll simply click the Unifier Login button, log into OakCI, and that'll take them directly to the task. So the record will appear, and to begin working on it, you're going to have to click the Accept button up at the top. The record will be open on the General tab by default, so you can view the information entered by the contractor here. You may need to use the scroll bar to view all the fields, but once you've done that, go ahead and click the Submittals List tab. Here you'll see a list of one or more line items that the contractor has added to the record. In order to view and comment them, you just click on the attachment name as shown here. So this will bring up a new window for you with the item that you just opened highlighted on the left side. On the left, you'll see a list of all the attachments in the submittals list, but the one that you've opened is highlighted. You'll see a preview of it in the center. So if it's an image file, you'll see the image there. If it's just a text document, you'll be able to read the text as well. On the right side, you're going to be able to leave a comment and add an attachment of your own to the record. I'll show you how to do that on the next slide. To add a comment, first type it out in the text box, and then step B is very important. You need to uncheck the hide button. If it remains checked, you'll be the only one who'll be able to see your comment in the record. You can also add documents. Click the paperclip icon, and then here you're going to select Browse. After clicking Browse, you're going to see a window open up. This is going to show you your computer, your documents. Just go ahead and navigate to where you have the file saved. Select the document, click the Open button, and you'll see below that the attachment has been added. And once you've done that, your comment as well as the attachment will be added once you click the Post button. So both the comment and the attachment, if you added one, are going to appear just below the comment box. And if you look back on the left side to the submittal items list, both you and everybody else viewing it in the future will be able to tell that there is a response present, because the blue chat bubble, as you can see circled on the left, will now appear. So after you close that window, we're going to go ahead and provide a review of the submittal. The item that you clicked on, as you can see the drawing here, drawing B1A, that is still selected, and on the right side you're going to see the line item details. Here you'll see the line item status should be set as submitted. You're going to want to change it. Just click the drop-down menu and select a new item. And once you've done that, just go ahead and click the Save button at the bottom. The information for the line item is going to update. So you can see that on the left side as well. The line item status column has changed, as well as the status date. And after you've reviewed all the items in the submittal, you're ready to move the record forward and click Send up top. Next, you'll click the Workflow Actions field to select an action from the drop-down menu. If you choose Accept, this is going to complete the workflow and end the record. You can also send it for consultant review. If you choose that option, you'll have a list of consultants who have access to OakCI and your project to choose from. You can also return the record for clarification. Do this when you expect the contractor to make changes based on your notes. And you can also have an option of entering a hold notice status. So next, we're going to be showing you a non-electronic submittal from the contractor. And here is your workflow. As you can see, we're starting back at the beginning, but this time we're going to go down to submittals in transit await after the creation step. And then we'll move on to the associate review step. As we showed earlier, to create the submittal, you have to log into OakCI first, and then on the left side you'll see logs. Click that to expand. Click Submittals, and then click the Create button. You'll have the same form appear. You'll start out on the General tab, entering the title, clicking the button next to Contract Name to select the contract. Choose your contract by left-clicking, then go ahead and click the Select button down at the bottom. Again, this is going to populate the contract name, contract number, and contractor name fields, and you'll enter the date answer requested. Then we're going to move on to the Submittals List tab. Just go ahead and click that at the top of the record. Then you're going to click Add and select Line Item. So this is where the process is going to be a little bit different for sending a submittal through the mail rather than electronically. You're going to want to type out the name of the submittal rather than previously where it was auto-populated by the attachment. You do want to enter the date answer is requested and make sure to select how was it sent. This is going to give you a drop-down list. You can choose from things like UPS, courier, USPS, etc. And you want to do the same for the type. So it's going to give you some options. Here we selected sample, so it's a sample material for a submittal. And then again, when applicable, variation from contract documents, enter that description. Another important difference is you need to enter a sent date for non-electronic submissions. That's down here at the bottom. This is going to indicate when it was sent through the mail or however it was sent. And then again, like last time, you're going to click either save or save and add new. If you have multiple items to add to the submittal, you make sure that you select save and add new. So after you've finished adding items and you've saved them, you'll see them populate on the left side of the Submittals List tab. When everything is added, everything's done on the General tab as well as the Submittals List tab. You're going to go ahead and click Send. This is going to bring up the window to select your workflow action. And for non-electronic submittals, we're going to select Submit via Transit and then click Send. So here you can see we've gone from contractor creation, and this time we're going to submittals in transit await as the next step in the workflow. So the associate is going to immediately receive an email notifying them that they have a task in OakCI, but they're going to want to wait until they've received the submittal to go ahead and accept the task. So once the submittal has been received, click the Unifier Login button, and that'll take you directly to OakCI. This is going to open up the record directly, and you have to click Accept to begin working on the record. So since we've received the submittal, all we're going to do is move the record forward. So just go ahead and click the Send button. Verify that your workflow action is submittal received, and click the Send button. This is going to bring the record right back to the associate for review, so you can just reopen the record and begin working on it again. You'll also get an email, but since you're already logged into the system, just go ahead and open the record again after this. Here's the workflow again. So once you've opened the record, you're going to be at the associate review step. With the record open, go ahead and click Accept. Review the information in the General tab. Again, you may have to scroll down to see all the fields. And after that, click the Submittals List tab. So for the non-electronic submittals, we're not going to have an image to preview, obviously. But if you do click the line item, it's going to bring up the details on the right side, which we're going to review. In the line item details, you're going to update the line item status. Just click the drop-down menu and select a new status and enter the receive date in the lower part of the form. This is the date you received the physical submittal. Then you're going to click the Save button. So after saving, you'll see the line item status and any other fields you've updated or changed will now be reflected on the left side of the submittals list. After you're done with that, you're just going to go ahead and click the Send button. Here you're going to select your workflow action. Just like last time, you're going to have different options. You have Accept, which is going to complete the workflow and end the record. You have Send for consultant review, which is going to send to a consultant that you have given access to an OakCI, or you can return for clarification, which is going to send back to the contractor for update. And you can also send a hold notice.